The topics covered in today's video contain spoilers for Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Come on.
If you hated the ending of Final Fantasy VII Remake with, all of the whispers and things like that, then this video is for you. I'll be talking about why you shouldn't be worried about the next installments of the remake, and why in fact actually you should be really excited for them. So before we get into it, I want to discuss some theories, since my reasons are based off of what many in the community think is actually happening in Final Fantasy VII Remake. The big theory that seems to make the most sense at the moment is that Sephiroth from the future has somehow made his way back to the Final Fantasy VII original timeline, and is trying to break away from the destiny that led to his demise. Not only that, but Aerith also appears to know more than she should. How much she knows, we're yet to know, but given the dream sequence with Cloud, it appears that she at least knows about her own death, which is one of the things that I want to talk about later in the video. There's plenty of supporting evidence for these theories, but trust me, try playing the game again a second time on hard mode with this information in mind, and you'll start to notice things within the first few chapters. So let's talk about why you should be excited for the next games. Let's be honest, you most likely hated the ending because the game felt too meta, like it knew about itself and the fans. I felt the same way until I started to think about the possibilities of a Sephiroth that was aware of the destiny that lay before him. On the surface it sounds pretty lame, I'll admit, but think about how powerful that now makes Sephiroth. During one of the last scenes when Sephiroth takes Cloud to the edge of creation, Cloud even goes to do some kind of version of the Omnislash, and Sephiroth blocks all of it with ease and then retorts,
"Not yet."
He clearly knows what's coming, and Cloud and Co are going to need to do much more in order to beat him. I think that makes it a lot more exciting. There is less evidence to back this up, but I really don't think that the events in the original game are going to change much in the next installments of the remake, much like they've done in this game. Does this mean there won't be any changes? No, I don't think so, but going back to the previous point for a moment, the party are going to need to do a lot more in order to beat this iteration of Sephiroth, so I imagine that we'll see the same plot beats, but amped up for better action. Also, since Aerith knows more, I think she realises that things need to play out in a certain way in order to beat him, which I believe includes her own death. So if you think that just because they've beaten Destiny that anything is on the table, I honestly don't think that's the case. There's a reason Aerith told Cloud not to fall in love with her. She knows that she needs to die in order to enter the live stream. Ultimately though, I do think that there will be new plot threads. As I've alluded to earlier, the party will have to do much more now to defeat this new version of Sephiroth, and perhaps even do some of the same things that they did in the original game, but in a new way. I also think that we'll see new characters and their own plots unfold. I certainly think we'll see Leslie's story play out some more, perhaps where you have to help him track down his fiancée. And I think Chadley is another character that we could perhaps see pop up again, as there's still a little mystery around him. I think my main hope for these characters is that their story is kind of played out somewhere between the side quests in the remake and the regular story missions, just so that they've got enough meat on their bones in order to be engaging and find out more about the characters, while not being dull fetch quests like we saw in some of the side quests in the remake. The most stark example I can think of where old elements of the story may need enhancing in order for the party to succeed is the fact that Zack is now alive and in some sort of parallel universal timeline. Why is that though? Well, the Whispers seem to have a hand in keeping Zack alive. Perhaps they realised that they need more than just Cloud to defeat this new Sephiroth this time. So having Zack come in at certain points when Sephiroth is too powerful for the party could be a way of handling that. I'm not saying that that's a great idea, but depending on how Square put it together, it's got the potential to be pretty interesting. So just to wrap up my thoughts on the whole thing, one of the things that I like about the new elements in general is just that it gets us all debating about what's coming next. Even if you hate what you played at the end of Remake, I really hope that you can find it in yourself to give the next game a chance. I honestly think that Square did a great job with this entry, and expect the next game to exceed it in almost every way. Let me know what you think about what we've discussed here today, and if you have any theories as to where things will go, drop a comment on this video, and let's have a debate about it. If you enjoyed the video, please consider liking this video and subscribing to the channel, both of which will help me grow the channel and allow me to put out better content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.
I'm